If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. It's one of the most puzzling storylines coming out of the 2025 NFL Draft. How in the world did Shedeur Sanders fall all the way to the 5th round? The kid who lit up college football with highlight reel plays, elite accuracy, and NFL blood in his veins was passed over again and again until the Cleveland Browns finally picked him at 144th overall. And while that number may sting today, history has a funny way of making people forget where you were drafted when you ball out on Sundays. But this fall from grace hasn't come without some big-time support. Spencer Rattler, another highly touted college QB who slipped to the 5th round himself in 2024, had some powerful advice for Sanders on The Rich Eisen Show. Rattler reminded Shedeur and everyone watching that the NFL isn't about how you start. It's about what you do once the lights are on and the whistle blows. It's a blessing to go wherever you get picked, Rattler said with a quiet confidence that comes from experience. Shedeur's a talented quarterback, as we all know. He's going to have his own path. Everybody has their own path, and that's the truth of it. Everyone dreams of that first-round phone call, the glitz, the suits, the moment. But Rattler knows better than most that greatness isn't determined by the round, but by what you do with your opportunity. When you look at guys like Tom Brady, Dak Prescott, even Brock Purdy, none of them were high picks, yet all of them carved out impactful careers. Rattler sees that same drive, that same edge, in Sanders. He's got a level head and knows what to do. Obviously, it runs in the family. That family pedigree, yeah, it's strong. From primetime Deion to Shedeur's poise, football runs deep in the Sanders bloodline. Now, that chip on the shoulder, oh, it's there. Rattler didn't even pretend to hide it when asked if he carries one. You could say so, yeah. He answered with a smirk. You want to go out there and prove yourself every single week, and why wouldn't he? Falling to the 5th round lights a fire under anyone, especially when you were once considered a first-round talent. For Sanders, it's not just about proving people wrong, it's about proving himself right. Every throw in minicamp, every rep in OTA, every audible call at the line, it's fuel, it's personal. Everybody has some sort of chip on their shoulder, Rattler continued. Dropping that far in the draft, it gives you a little chip, but that's good for you. That chip becomes motivation, and that motivation, if used correctly, becomes production. And in the NFL, production talks louder than draft day regrets. Here's the thing, though: Shedeur isn't sulking. He isn't making excuses. He's grinding, and by all accounts, he's doing it better than anyone expected. The early buzz from Cleveland's mini camps and OTA letters has been overwhelmingly positive. Despite admitting to some early misses, Sanders has quietly taken command of the Browns' offense. In a quarterback room that includes veterans and young talent alike, he's already stood out. Reports say he leads all Browns QBs in both completion percentage and touchdown passes in the early going. That's not just promising, that's pressure-worthy. Because when fans start noticing, when the media starts hyping, it's only a matter of time before the coaching staff feels the heat. And in Cleveland, that heat comes fast. One bad Sunday from the starter, and the chance for Sanders could begin raining down from the Dawg Pound. It's hard not to root for him. This isn't just another football story, it's a narrative built on legacy, pressure, and perseverance. Deion Sanders always taught his son how to carry himself like a professional, and it shows. From his poise in interviews to the way he commands the huddle, Shedeur has a presence, and presence matters. He doesn't just want to wear an NFL jersey, he wants to own it. That's why advice from guys like Rattler hits differently. They've been through it. They've walked through the storm of criticism, doubt, and frustration. Now they're emerging stronger on the other side, and they're passing the torch to guys like Shedeur. It's more than mentorship, it's survival tactics in a brutal business. And for a young quarterback trying to establish himself, those lessons are invaluable. But let's not act like this is some underdog fairy tale just yet. Sanders still has to win the job. He's in a crowded QB room where nothing is guaranteed. And while his early numbers are impressive, they don't hand you the keys to the franchise for a few good throws in June. What matters is consistency. What matters is how you handle adversity. When it's 3rd and 8 in the 4th quarter of a division game, can he read the defense? Can he avoid the sack? Can he make the big-time throw when it counts? That's what separates starters from backups. But if his performance so far is any indication, Sanders is already earning trust. And that's the first step. Not everyone in the league gets that chance, especially not 5th rounders. But he's giving the Browns reasons to believe. What's even more impressive is how he's handled the spotlight. Coming out of Colorado, he already had the cameras, the expectations, the pressure of being Deion's son. That's not an easy weight to carry, especially when your draft slide becomes national news. But instead of folding, he's using it, turning criticism into fuel. Every headline questioning his draft position, motivation. Every analyst doubting his ceiling. More fire. The maturity he's shown through it all is rare. Some quarterbacks crumble when the narrative turns against them. Shidder, he flips it, and now he's rewriting that narrative in real time. Each practice, each rep, he's showing that greatness can come from anywhere, even pick number 144. And if his rise continues, no one will be talking about his draft position by season's end. And let's not overlook the broader implications here. Sanders and Rattler represent a growing class of quarterbacks who are proving that pedigree and production don't always translate to early picks. Sometimes the system is flawed, sometimes it's politics, but talent rises, regardless. Rattler's words serve as both a warning and a rally cry. Everybody can't go in the first or second round. And they don't need to. The NFL is filled with stars who weren't early picks. It's about opportunity, not order, and once that opportunity comes, you better be ready. Shedeur knows that. Rattler knows that. They're on similar paths now. QBs who weren't handed anything, but are earning everything. That's a powerful narrative, and it's only getting started. So what's next for Shedeur Sanders? More reps, more battles, more tests, but if he continues at this pace, he's going to force the Browns' hand. He's already winning over the locker room, the fans, and the media. Next up, the coaching staff. If he keeps stacking days, one after another, it's only a matter of time before he gets real snaps in real games, and from there, who knows? The league better be on alert, because when talent meets preparation, and preparation meets opportunity, you get magic. And make no mistake, Shedeur Sanders has the tools to deliver something special. Draft position be damned, he's coming, and just like Rattler said, it's not about where you start, it's about where you finish. And let this be a lesson to everyone watching, from high school prospects to college stars. Dreaming of the draft, the path isn't always pretty, it's not always linear. But that doesn't mean the dream is dead. Sanders is proof that even when things don't go your way, you can still rise, you can still shine. You can still make your name mean something in this league. With guidance from those who've walked the same rocky road, and a chip that's turning into jet fuel. Shedeur Sanders is setting the stage for a breakout, and if he does, if he becomes the star we all saw flashes of in college, the NFL will once again be reminded that greatness isn't given, it's earned. Every snap, every step, every Sunday. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. You guys will not believe the buzz circling around the league right now. This could be one of the biggest shockwaves of the NFL offseason, maybe even the last decade. So sit down, buckle up, and let's dive straight into it. The name Aaron Donald is once again lighting up timelines, but this time, it's not about retirement rumors or another all-pro season with the Rams. No, word on the street is that Aaron Donald has done the unthinkable. Sources close to league insiders, nothing officially confirmed yet, but we're hearing strong murmurs are saying that Aaron Donald has agreed to a MEGA deal with the Cleveland Browns. Yes, you heard me, not the Rams, not retirement, the Cleveland Browns. This would be absolutely earth-shattering for the AFC North, and quite frankly, for the entire league. Let's break down what this could mean, and why everyone's jaws are hitting the floor right now. First off, let's talk about how wild this would be from a legacy standpoint. Aaron Donald is a first-ballot Hall of Famer, no question. He's built an iconic resume with the Rams' three-time Defensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl champion, and one of the most feared forces in football history. So why would a guy like that, who's synonymous with the Rams' identity, suddenly pack up and head to Cleveland of all places? Some insiders believe Donald has been quietly watching the Browns build something serious in the trenches. Myles Garrett, already a freak of nature on the edge, could now potentially line up with Aaron Donald in the same front seven. Think about the chaos that would cause for opposing quarterbacks. You double-team Garrett and you leave Donald free. You double Donald and Garrett's coming at you untouched. This could be a tactical nuke in the AFC North's arms race. Now here's where it gets even crazier. This isn't some veteran minimum deal or late career retirement tour contract. We're hearing the numbers on this alleged agreement are astronomical, something in the neighborhood of $130 to $140 million over 3 years. That would instantly reset the market for defensive players again. The Browns are said to be front-loading a ton of that money in guaranteed cash, basically making it impossible for Donald to say no. Remember, this is a guy who once contemplated walking away from football while still in his prime. He doesn't need the game anymore, financially or professionally. So if he's coming back, if he's truly signing this kind of deal, it means he sees a real shot at another ring and maybe even another legacy-defining season. The Browns are betting big, and they might just have pulled off the heist of the century. But don't get it twisted, this move, if it happens, is not just about money. This has all the markings of a calculated power move by a player who still feels he has something to prove, and that's scary. Think about it. The Rams are in full rebuild mode. Matthew Stafford's aging. Sean McVay has flirted with stepping away, and the roster just isn't what it was during their Super Bowl run. Aaron Donald may have looked around and said, "I'm not wasting my last few prime years waiting for a rebuild." Enter the Browns, a team with an elite pass rush, an underrated defense, and a front office that's clearly not afraid to spend. Pair that with a coach like Kevin Stefanski who knows how to utilize elite talent, and suddenly, Cleveland becomes the NFL's most dangerous dark horse. If Donald suits up in brown and orange this season, the AFC just got flipped on its head. Let's not forget what this would mean for the Browns locker room either. You bring in Aaron Donald, and the culture shifts overnight. This guy is a vocal leader, a film room junkie, and someone who instantly elevates the standard in practice and on game day. Veterans take notice, rookies listen up, and the entire defense walks a little taller knowing they've got a generational force leading the charge. Think about the psychological impact of just having him in the building. Opposing teams will have to spend their entire week game planning for him and still probably fail. The ripple effect is massive. Denzel Ward and that secondary will get more picks, linebackers will shoot gaps cleaner, and quarterbacks, good luck trying to stay upright with Donald and Garrett breathing down your neck. It's not just an upgrade, it's a complete identity shift. Now, of course, we've got to address the elephant in the room. Nothing has been confirmed yet. No press release, no official tweet from Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport. But the buzz is way too loud to ignore. Multiple trusted sources are hinting at some big announcement coming soon from the Browns front office, and with training camp just around the corner, this could be one of those seismic moments that comes out of nowhere and rocks the league. And don't be surprised if this was months in the making. Donald's camp is notoriously tight-lipped. The Browns operate in stealth mode, and if they really wanted to keep this under wraps until every detail was finalized, they've done a hell of a job. But when you connect the dots, the cap space, the scheme fit, the sudden Vegas odds shift, it all starts to make sense. And let's talk about those odds real quick. Sportsbooks are already reacting even without a formal announcement. The Browns Super Bowl odds have shortened significantly in the last 48 hours. That doesn't happen by accident. Vegas always seems to know something before the rest of us. Is it just speculation? Maybe, or maybe a few well-placed insiders already caught wind of this and started adjusting accordingly. And if that's the case, this move might already be a done deal behind closed doors. Teams don't make moves like this lightly. You don't throw $100 million plus at a future Hall of Famer unless the plan has been in motion for a while. The timing lines up, the roster fits, the competitive window is now, and if Donald wants one more ring, Cleveland may actually be his best shot. What about the Rams, though? That's the other side of this coin. If this rumor becomes reality, the Rams are effectively signaling the end of an era. Donald was their cornerstone, their identity. This would be like the Spurs losing Tim Duncan in his prime, or the Patriots letting Brady walk 5 years earlier. LA would enter a full-blown rebuild, and for fans out west, that's going to sting. But hey, these things happen in sports. Sometimes legends need a new chapter to chase greatness one more time. If Donald does indeed land in Cleveland, Rams fans will no doubt be heartbroken. But they'll understand. He gave everything he had. He brought home a Lombardi. Now he wants one more. And the Browns might be the best suited team to help him get it. So where do we go from here? We wait, we watch, and we keep our notifications on, because if this story breaks for real, it's going to dominate headlines for weeks. The league hasn't seen a defensive tandem like Donald and Garrett since maybe Reggie White and Jerome Brown, if ever. Offenses will have to rewrite their entire protection schemes, and quarterbacks across the AFC will be sleeping a little less comfortably at night. Again, nothing's final yet, but if this is more than just smoke, if there really is fire behind these whispers, then the Browns may have just turned the league on its head. From perennial underdogs to legitimate title contenders. In one blockbuster signing, Aaron Donald in Cleveland, it still sounds surreal. But in today's NFL, the only rule is, expect the unexpected, and hey, this is the NFL. Stranger things have happened. Tom Brady went to the Bucs and won a Super Bowl. Peyton Manning left Indy and lit it up in Denver. J.J. Watt found new life. In Arizona, why not Aaron Donald in Cleveland? Why not one more run with a team hungry to prove they belong if this deal becomes official? Buckle up, the AFC North will become the most brutal division in football, hands down. Every matchup will be must-watch television, and the Browns, for the first time in a long time, won't just be playing for respect, they'll be playing for rings. So let the speculation fly, let the rumors swirl, until we hear it from the man himself. It's all just whispers, but if those whispers are true, football fans, we're about to witness something truly historic. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you liked the video, share it with a fellow fan. Hit subscribe and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!